is Usher Gap campsite where I'm staying tonight. And I just come into this little reception area. Just through there is a little kitchen and there's toilets, I think, and showers through there. But look at this, isn't this a good idea? These are charging lockers. You take the key, free to use, so you keep hold of the key, and you can leave your devices in there. There's a little USB charger there, and you can leave your devices charging and have it locked up, and you've got the key. Isn't that a great idea? Okay, morning again. So it's Wednesday today. This is day 6. Waking up to a rather wet morning. Sun's trying to come through. I've looked there behind me. Can you see sun's trying to come through? Possibly not. Probably just looks cloudy to you. But sun's trying to come through. But it is forecast for rain anyway. But I was pretty lucky. I managed to get the tent down before it started raining. I managed to get my stuff under cover and get waterproofs on all before it started raining. I just put waterproofs on now, and suddenly it stopped raining, but it won't be for long. Yesterday was a pretty hard day, going over the 9 standards, and the weather was just appalling. Luckily I met up with a guy that I bumped into a few times from Germany, and I did that section of the walk with him, which I was glad of really, because there's no footpath up there. Well, there is, but then all of a sudden it just disappears. It's really boggy ground. It's hard to find your way around. It's not great. It probably wasn't the best weather for being up there at all anyway, to be honest. When I got to this campsite, Usher Gap, brilliant little campsite that, and then I found the drying room, managed to dry loads of stuff, and you always feel nicer, don't you, getting dry clothes on again, even if it's not for long. If it does start raining, you get soaked again, but we'll see where we get today. So yesterday, the German guy that I was walking with, his name's Wolfgang, and he's the guy that I walked with. Well, I'm not walking the whole walk with him, I just walked this section of it. Keep bumping into people as you do. You do on the West Highland Way and lots of walks, don't you? You keep bumping into the same face and stuff. I kind of met up with him partway on the walk, going over 9 standards. So we ended up doing 9 standards together. And then we went to, when we come off 9 standards, we went to Rutkin's campsite. We were both soaked and stuff, and he decided he was staying at Rutkin's, whereas I didn't. I just got something to eat. It was 12 o'clock. I thought it was way too early. So I carried on going, really. And I went just to the next one. I decided to have a short day, but I just went to the next one, which turned out to be Usher Gap. Well, I knew it was Usher Gap. And that was a good campsite, that. So, like I say, the sun is trying to come through a little bit. We've got some blue clouds, so we might get some breaks in the rain, or the rain might not be that bad. But I've no specific plans for how far I get today. I'm just going to see where I end up. Another young lad met on the trail. A young lad was a lad called Ryan, and he turns up at Usher Gap a couple of hours after me, and he said to me, "Oh, I'm surprised you're here. I thought you'd have been all the way to Reef by now." But I said no. I said I had enough of that 9 standards. I said so. I decided to call it a day earlier. So. This is Reef. It's the ride. I just left the lovely little village of Reef and heading on, well, eventually towards Richmond now. That'll be the next big place that we hit. And Richmond is the biggest town really that you hit, sort of mid-trail really. It's quite a big place, Richmond. It's the biggest place you hit on the actual trail. Just come up from there, that's Steps Wood it's called. Just come up from there, and this is looking out. Carrying on. So I've just passed through the little hamlet village, Marsk, tiny little place, but there was a church there, and they have like an honesty box, well, more than an honesty box. They have loads of stuff and drinks and stuff that you go and you just leave money. It's great. I was able to get a drink and stuff, so that's nice. Skies are grey, but the rain has held off for a good few hours now. I think it is going to rain again soon, but for the few hours that it hasn't rained, it's been nice because Waterloo's been on and off and on and off all day today. Okay, day 7, getting ready to leave Richmond. I stayed here last night at Pinnafold House, nice little B&B, just one of the first ones I came to actually, and just knocked on the door to see if they had any rooms. It was the first one, and he said, oh yeah, and it's only a couple of minutes walk down to the centre of Richmond, which is where I'm going now. So like I said earlier, this is now day 7. I'm carrying an extra 2 bags now, one's under each eye. If you're going to do this walk, I would suggest that you get yourself obviously a map, but also get yourself an app on your phone as well, because sometimes the signage isn't always as clear as what you're led to believe with a map, and you could inadvertently end up down a wrong track at some points. Okay, you might realise and go back, but what's the point in, you know, going the wrong way if you don't have to? So yeah, an app would probably help as well. I'm using the Hiker app at the moment, but there's loads out there. So as you come out of Richmond there, you could easily end up following a path that you're already on, and it naturally goes round, and it's like a continuation. You could just say, oh, I'll stay on this path, but you actually take a little detour off that and then go up through like a little overgrown area, and then up through some like old, either side of an old stable. So an app would help you rather than purely a map, so try and use both if you can. So weather today is set to be very nice. I don't think after today, I think it takes a downturn, the weather. So hopefully I'm going to get from Richmond to Ingleby Cross with a bit of luck. If it's too tired or find Ingleby Cross going a bit far, then I'll stop at Danby Wisk, but we'll see how we get on. Just gone past the water treatment works outside of Richmond, and the path is going to take us to link back up for a little while with the River Swale, and then we'll peel off from there. So I'm on my own today, same as yesterday. I've not really bumped into any of the people that I saw earlier on the trail. The last time I saw Wolfgang, the guy from Germany, I left him at Rutkin's farm campsite, and I went on to the other campsite then a few miles further on. That's the last time I saw him. Ryan I then saw at the campsite that I stayed at, but I've not seen him since. I got up earlier than him that following morning. And that's it really. Lovely day, and yeah, still enjoying it. You'll hear quite a bit of traffic noise now, just coming down this very steep path which takes us under the underpass, under the A1. Right, just gone under the underpass, or through the underpass I should say, and carrying on now. following this footpath now out of Catterick Bridge. Guys, amazing, aren't you? Aren't you, buddy? Aren't you nice? Hey, hey. Wow. Some more of his friends over there. So we're just coming into Danby Whisk now. This is the White Swan pub in front of me, and I've got a bit of a decision to make. Do I go for church home camping here, or do I try and carry on to Ingleby Cross? It's getting on for about 2. Really, I think I'd like to carry on and try and get to Ingleby Cross if possible. So we'll have to make a decision in the next few minutes, I think. It's been a long day today, so I decided I would try and get all the way to Ingleby Cross, and that's proving to be quite a walk, really. Morning. So this is day 8 now, and I've just left Colt Gill campsite, which is in Osmotherley, which is a little bit off the beaten track. I wanted to get to Ingleby Cross last night and stay at the Bluebell Inn, which allows camping, but I couldn't get through to them. And when I did eventually get through to them, I'd already, I was not far off, and they said, "Oh, we've got a wedding on tonight, we can't take campers for the next 3 days." Oh, what am I going to do? So I had a look round, and the nearest actual campsite, other than trying to get a B&B or something, would have been this place in Osmotherley, which I'm very grateful that they had, but it took me a little bit off the beaten track. So when I got to the Bluebell Inn, because I had to pass that, I called in to see if I could get a taxi for that remaining like 3 miles, because there's no direct route from the Bluebell Inn unless you're going on roads that you can't walk on, and it would have sent me another probably 3 miles or so through woodland area. It was getting late on. I'd already walked about 18-19 miles, something like that. So I went in. They said, "Well, here's a list of the taxis that we use." I tried them all. None of them could help me out. There was a guy at the bar. His name is Mike. Fantastic guy. He heard me, and he said, "I'll give you a lift to the campsite." He said, "Do you want to go now?" And he was just about to get drinks in, so I said, "I'll pay for his drinks." And I said, "Are you absolutely sure?" So I'll pay for your petrol. And he said, No. He said, and anyway, I got his drinks for him, and he kindly took me to the campsite. And it was probably 5 minutes in the car, but like I say, it would have been about 3 mile walking. It was such a kind thing to do, and he'll probably never see this, but I know he's a regular at that pub at the Bluebell Inn. So if anybody in the Bluebell Inn ever watches this, tell him to tell Mike that he gets a mention, and justly deserved, because he really did do me a favour there. That was really kind of it. So this section of the walk now shares it with the Cleveland Way. So we're going through this wood and we're sort of following more Cleveland Way signs rather than signs for coast to coast really. Okay folks, this is live moor that we're on now. Just pan you around, have a look at this. Lovely. Nobody else up here. Okay folks, this is the trig point above Carlton Bank. Show you what it looks like out from here. Down a little bit. Okay, down there is a place called Lordstones, and they have it's like a function place, and they have a cafe there as well. Managed to get some food there, and now we're coming up this track here, this long winding track back onto the tops. Check this out for an armchair. So as you probably know, the coast to coast shares some of its route with the Cleveland Way, and at a certain point you start following the Cleveland Way and seeing signs of the Cleveland Way rather than coast to coast signs. But I tell you what, as soon as you do, the Cleveland Way is extremely well signposted, and the path for it is very, very good as well. It's generally a spin you around. You see like this kind of path behind me? That's mostly the kind of path that you start to experience when you join the Cleveland Way when you're on the coast to coast. So the Cleveland Way is probably a good walk to do, but you are quite exposed. It's blustery at the moment, and when you're on some of the tops you do feel that wind, so that would be something to consider with the Cleveland Way. Okay, this track we're on now, I think it was once like a train line track. I've been up in these moors now for hours and hours, still heading towards Okay, day 9, just left the Lion Inn where I stayed last night. I was expecting to be really, really windy because it was really windy. Got there trying to put the tent up, it was like trying to fly with a kite. It's blowing all over the place, but the wind sort of settled quite a bit in the night, so it wasn't too bad at all. So just set out from the Lion Inn on a bit of a road section now. Weather looks a bit undecided, it's supposed to be scattered showers. At the moment it looks a bit cloudy, but it does look like it's better weather's trying to break through as well, so we might get a mixture of both. So I'm planning to head for Little Beck today, fairly shortish one. It's going to be about 17 miles and then reassess when we get there really, but probably that's where I'll end up staying, is Little Beck. And then from Little Beck, or roughly that area, so you're talking roughly around about 12 miles the next day to finish the end of the walk. Weather's pretty good at the minute. I'm expecting showers today, and I think there will be some later on possibly, but at the moment it's been nice and bright, the sun starting to come up, really good walking weather. Just passing by Glasedale station now, on the way through Glasedale. Bridge going over into Grossmont. Just coming out of Grossmont now, you come up a couple of very steep roads. I don't think you can really appreciate how steep that is just by sitting on here, but it is quite a climb. This is our first view of the sea, and we're still taking this long climb up from Grossmont. Okay, day 10. It's about 5 AM. I'm just leaving Intake Farm. I was up early, sort of crept my way out, trying not to disturb anybody else. Not that there was anybody else there. There was one girl camping from Germany, and she was in a field next to me. And then there's a few people at B&B. But yeah, nice place to stay at. Yeah, very friendly hosts. Yeah, they go out the way for you. So the reason that I've got up so early today and set off so early is because it's the last day. It's day 10. I'm planning to get it done today. It's only about 12 miles now from where I am in Little Beck to the finish. So if I can get that done, then I'll probably get home the same day. So I may as well make hay while the sun shines. Coming through the woods now, out of Littlebeck. Can you hear that behind me? Sounds like a bark. Deer. There you go. So it's getting a bit windy, just coming up out the woods and out of Littlebeck, and come across this. You do see it on the people's videos. It's called the Hermitage. Like a little stone shelter. I'll try and show you around, but it's probably quite dark to see. Really. It's just like a dome thing. You would get some shelter from the elements if it was raining heavy when you came past. This is a little area called Falling Foss, outside of Littlebeck, and it's on the path that you take. Just been crossing that field there, on a path on that field, to come out onto this road to then walk down here. Got almost across and the ground just went super marshy. My feet are absolutely soaked now. Okay, the end of day 10, and that is the end of the coast to coast. Just going to the official end now. I'm just going to go down, throw the stones in the sea. You don't need to see that, all that's personal anyway, so the stones thing. So one of them was for my dad, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed.